different. I don't normally do sort of like IRL stuff, but hey, we're going to this week. We're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be editing some footage from this Friday where we did a multi-stream. And hopefully by the end of it, I should have made a weekly wormhole update video. Maybe. We will see. Should be interesting. Interesting. Hopefully. If not, then, oh. Well. That's the way things go. So, let's see. I'm just trying to make sure everything's working here. A little different today as well, because normally I just have in the past put on to different things and whatever else, so we'll see how it's going. And I've got a drink or two. I'm going with some nice cider. This one's a pear, and I've got some a different flavour one over there, which I will move on to shortly. And go over there in the bin for now. Okay, but basically, if you have any questions at any point, please feel free to ask. Let me see. I'm going to put that over there because I don't need to see that screen. There we go. Chat's over there where you are, so that's kind of cool. And I can do that one as well. I want that. Okay, great. Then I can see things. Yay. Right. What have we got? First off, we have Lightworks. So what you're seeing is, which direction will that be? When I'm pointing, will it be that way? See, to me, that's going to be the wrong way, because if I do that, it's going to be weird. If I do that, it kind of works for me there. Maybe I need to do like a flipperoo on this. Let's do a flipperoo on the Logitech. Layout. Can I do a switch? There we go. Boom. So yeah. So up here is up there and there is Lightworks, which is what I do all of my editing in. This is one of the paid versions, so I pay a subscription to this. But you can get a free for use version, which gives you like gives you stuff to do on YouTube. So if you're only interested in putting stuff up onto YouTube, that can work for you. I don't know if I'll put this out to YouTube at the same time as well or not. I think I'll leave it to Twitch at the moment. Ooh, ice. That's good. This is a little hot. Right. First of all, you can see I've got two things here. So I have a source clip, which is here. I have an edit, which is here. This was obviously from my other sort of edit that I was doing the other day, which was like the time-lapse video. Should be able to hear that. I'm going to need some headphones at some point. So, yeah. I also want big view over on my third monitor because it's kind of small to watch there. I actually have another monitor here, so I can see that, full screen. But that looks kind of cool. But that one's done, and we need a new time line to work into. So I did a lot of filming because we actually took on the live stream on Friday, I actually started recording stuff down. It does mean, unfortunately, the background sound is spoiled on the video, because I would be talking to people and you'll be able to hear that. Normally I just have the background from the game, but that's neither here nor there. But first of all, we do actually need a new edit, which is going to be over here, and it's going to be sort of like similarly named like that, except for Wormholes Week 18. So we're going to go and create a new sequence, and this is going to be my Wormholes Week 18. As you'll already notice, right, I'm just going to double click this and that will load my edit clean into here. What you see here is you've got these Wormholes 18 SC 1 to 5. I always name things so that it's got like what they are. In this case, it's a Wormholes Week 18 video, and SC stands for source clip. And then I just number the source clips up. And that's the way I prefer to have videos for this all put in the library. You'll see down the left here, I don't know if you'll be able to read that or not, but I've got from Wormhole 8 to 18 here. I'm missing the others because unfortunately Windows had a very big problem sometime on my machine, and I had to actually wipe the it wiped the operating system disk. The hard drive kind of got completely overwritten with the newer version of the operating system. And when it did that, it means I lost the edit footage for these games, which was, for me, it was a little bit crushing because I'd worked hard on them and I kind of like to still have the original edits, but, you know, I have the final produces up there on the web, so that's kind of good. Okay, let's see. So, let's move this mic a little bit back there. One of the other things for you to be able to note or see, so that you get an idea of something, let me just, where did that go? I'm just going to add another video source on here so that you can see something. Where would it be? It would be add here. I need to add a capture device. Mobius. Okay. There we go. Ah, my desktop. It's a mess. Yay. Right. Thing for you to note here is this little doohickey. This is my Shuttle Pro 2. This is the main tool that I use with my editor. So this is all programmed up for Lightworks. They have an official version of this. I got this before the official version come out, but if you haven't seen one of these before, they're really handy for editing. Give you an idea, let's load my source clip 1 into my source, and if I was to move this dial here, you'll see that the time it starts to go, so we can see what the source was doing. And the first source is always my start screen, so the first thing that I need to kind of do, let me just hold that there. Right, so we're basically going to find the first shot that I usually like, which is normally this from black. So I prefer to go from black, have everything come up, and you can hear that in the background, and it sort of like will open up like that. But oh, Yeah, hello. That was weird. Sorry. It seems that maybe some of the buttons on here... Yes, they... Oh, that's really... No, that's no good. Ah! So I can't rewind without the transitions going off everywhere. Wow. Didn't expect that. Didn't expect that. Okay. Okay. Because I mean, if I do forwards, it's fine. No. Come into here. Just. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. That's going to be difficult. That's going to be more difficult. So I can't use this properly, but I'll show you the first bit because I can hopefully do that and hopefully it won't go too nuts. But basically, I can't rewind, it seems. That's a real big shame. I don't know what to do about that. But I can do that. I can play back double speed, so boom. So I like to go from sort of like a dark place like that. So I press this button and it marks a spot. You should see a blue things come up on there. That is basically an in point. And then I go and find where I want to move out to. Which I usually like this coming open like that, and then a second or so after. So there's a little bit of leeway at the front, a little bit of leeway at the end. There's a little bit of time that's been left in there. Okay, then all I have to do is press insert, and you'll see there's a little block that's just come up behind me there. And that's my first bit of the edit. So if I go back there, I can then play what I've got. So you get the idea. But obviously this is interfering with some of it. Some buttons shall be fine, but I can't rewind too fast. The center part also does a more precise sort of slow motion frame by frame thing. And that kind of works out well enough when I need to. So that's kind of cool. Right. Let's move on from there. Let's ditch the Mobius cam so that I've got both my hands and I'm not trying to film something at the same time as trying to use a jog shuttle. So anyhow, I'm gonna move into the next point on here. So that should be black, and then I'll switch back to source clips. Then the next sort of shot, if you've seen these videos before, you will know is normally one where I have kind of a track shot that runs from this screen here, where we'll have the going down to the details part. We'll just find where it starts moving. About there. We'll mark my in section, do a play, except for we'll fast forward this up a bit. That's really low on my volume at the moment. Where's my desktop volume? No, that's okay. Why is that so low sounding? Never mind. And then I give myself enough time to say what I'm going to say. Because, obviously, I haven't done the voiceovers yet, and we're going to do the voiceovers as well. So that's marked and parked, so we're just going to insert that part. Now, the next point is the entrance into the wormhole. And I will have done some voiceovers, and we'll get to that in a bit. And let's see what we've got actually on this video, because I don't think we've got me going into the wormhole on this video. There we go, because there was the start of streaming, getting ready to stream, and there. Okay, this one. So we have some shots where I'm going around the place. You can see this is the scorpion's bit tail. So I was trying to get some more footage for time-lapse stuff, trying to see what the lay of the land was. A bit of fighting. And I've come back to do that. So I don't know if I can use that or not. I do kind of like this. Let's make that double speed. So some of it's kind of getting a bead for what type of footage I've got where, and going, do I like it? Don't I like it? If I like it, then I'm sort of like, yeah, okay, let's pull some of this in, you know? I do like these wide shots. The Guardian's obviously got a very clear top, and I was trying to just see if I could do some time-lapse stuff with that. But I don't think this clip isn't the bit that I need. It hasn't got what I need. Let's find one that has got what I need. Let's see. I'm thinking I may have shot myself in the foot in one way. Yeah, I did. I shot myself in the foot one way on Friday because I did a lot of filming, but I forgot to get one of the most basic things. So we're going to have an impromptu dip into the wormhole. What game have I got in there? Was I playing Overwatch or? Yeah, I was playing Overwatch last. So I do still sometimes play some 2D games. So yeah, I do sometimes play some 2D games. There you go. We need some Valkyrie. Valkyrie. So yeah, I will have to capture like the first section, kind of. Yeah. I sometimes get interruptions that are not so great. Right. That's that. Let's, I need my headset, which unfortunately, normally I get all the wires ready and everything else ready before I stream, because unfortunately, one of the things that can happen when I'm getting wires, and has happened a couple of times. Oh! is stuff like this. Right. And buttons being pressed where I don't want buttons being pressed. Ah, right, okay. It's a bit of a thing happening with light and stuff. Never mind. That's too far that way. We want that way. There we go. It'll do. It'll do. Right, so, I need to... Oh. This is what happens when you find something hasn't gone according to plan. So, plan bad. Forgot to get some basic footage on Friday. That's my normal setup stuff. So, we're going to record some right away. Right away. Let's see. I need headset. We're going to switch over to that. So we'll start in on there. Before I do that, need that up there because otherwise it can get in the way of the PlayStation camera. VR in extreme heat. Goten would be proud. Though my shorts are not as fetching as Goten's. But I like to feel that he'd be proud all the same. Right. I want to be able to hear what we got there. So. Right. The first sort of shot that we normally always go for... Oh, by the way, if you come into Valkyrie... Oh. What's going on? Something's come loose. Oh. Something is going on with my headset. I'm not sure what. Maybe it's overheating or something. Give me a minute. So... Something very strange is going on. Right. Something very odd's going on. I'm trying to get this to work, but my VR headset is not working, and I don't have the shot that I really, really, really need. That's kind of disastrous. That is really disastrous. I'm very worried what's going on with my PlayStation VR. I'm just I'm gonna try and restart my PlayStation because it's decided it doesn't want to work, and that's like a big no. Okay, that's shutting down. So that's trying to reset. Okay, my PlayStation's reset now. Or off. Let's try and bring it back up. Sorry if this is going a little bit the wrong way. Not how I was expecting. Typical. Right. That's one good thing. Right, that's good. Right, fine. PlayStation VR. Start Valkyrie up. We'll try and get my initial shot. It's just such a shame that obviously some of the things that I normally have set up are not quite set up. Okay. Fingers crossed that my PlayStation VR just was, for whatever reason, not wanting to play ball and will now hopefully play ball. Right, good. So you can see what I'm going to be seeing, and I need to capture stuff, so I'm going to press the record button on here, and we should be able to go into the wormhole. As I was going to say, if you've got a PlayStation VR and it's the first time you've ever played Valkyrie, you can normally expect this view when you load up. So you just hold the options key down and it will place you where it's supposed to be. So don't get freaked out if your body isn't where it's supposed to be when you first come into Valkyrie. I know they're doing some patch or fix for that, which I don't know, but let me get my footage that I need to get, which is me going into a wormhole. So I'm going to go into a wormhole and just see if we can do something. So battle ending soon. Okay, there must be some people already in a wormhole, which is good. I might have someone that I can manage to possibly kill. I usually prefer to start a video with some action, but I might actually just do a longer view, because the death ball, what's normally called the death ball, or in here the heal ball, or whatever it is, because we've got this guardian and it's only guardians, so these are healing ships and they have a Gatling gun, I think. It's quite a weak gun, but they're the best healing ships in the game, which makes for a ridiculous wormhole. It's unbelievable. The best way to play this wormhole is really to play with teammates and to actually communicate targets. So you call targets and everybody coordinates onto that target, because otherwise it can be really hard to actually kill someone with this ship, and all the other ships being guardians as well, because the healing that can be done with a guardian is ridiculous. So yeah, a truly ridiculous wormhole, this one. We'll see how we're doing. Come on! Once I get the footage that I really need, which is basically going into the wormhole, we'll see if the first one looks decent. If not, I'll try and go out of bounds and do another flight in. So this is kind of like what I normally do anyway. I'll have to be quiet in a second. Right, so we should have the loading screen for the ship selection, which of course I can only select the Guardian at the minute. And as I go through the wormhole, I'm going to want to be silent because I want a clean bit for that at least. I know the rest of the background sound in this week's wormhole video is going to be not as clean because I was recording a live stream. So you've got lots and lots of chatter from the stream. So we've got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. And that's
I need a mechanic.
not a good place to come in at. See, there's plenty of these, but the bots don't seem to be listening. They don't want to repair me. Right, I got a kill, so there's the first kill. But as you can see, this is like Heels City out here, so I think that's kind of going to be okay. Whoa! I want to get to where there's this unbelievable heal ball. Don't know what's going on with my controller at the moment as well. It's not wanting to play ball as it should. Everything seems to be going a little bit wrong today. But this is a ridiculous wormhole, basically.
Fix me up. Thanks.
Oh, he's weak. He's our target. Help if I can hit him. Oh, I'm on North America still, aren't I? Silly me. Whoa!
Be preparing.
You can see Damn them. I'll die and then I'll be done. And we'll have our start footage. Oh, I killed them. That was like the most unbelievable kill ever. I don't know how I managed to kill them there. But basically I did.
Need repairs.
Thank you. So, as you can see, some of the thing on this game is literally getting the repairs.
Repair me.
So yeah. Anyhow, that's that. So I'm actually going to quit out of there. I'm going to say that's fine for a start. Right. So that is going to be my video. And let's come back to here. Right. So, let's see. We need to now pull this footage in. I'm going to shut my PlayStation off because it's hot and it needs to get some downtime. Let's hope I don't go and disturb the webcam again. Yay! I think I managed without disturbing webcam. Great. I can turn that back to my monitor again. Yes, good. Right. And I can put my phone on charge. So, now I should have my footage. I'm going to move that across to a folder where I can import that. So I have a standard capture folder. So all of my captures, here you go. All of my captures, you can't see that. That's very strange. Anyhow, all of my captures live in one particular folder. And I'm going to cut that out of the capture folder. It's going to be put into my main video drive because all of my videos are stored onto one drive at the moment, which is like a 6 terabyte drive. Which is a Toshiba drive, which is okay. Not amazing, but it does the job for what I need. And I need to find my Valkyrie Wormholes, week 18. Place that in there. We'll rename that so that it's becomes source clip 6. And what we're going to do is, you can see I've got project files here. I'm going to go in and find my local one. So we go into my Valkyrie, my Wormholes, week 18, and we should find there is a source clip 6. And unlike the rest of these, it doesn't have an import bin under them. All the rest have already been imported, so it says it's been imported and the location where it's stored, which is bin 18. I'm going to import that, and that's gone straight into bin 18 as well. If you're unfamiliar with terms for video editing, A bin is basically, if you like, a folder, the same as you'd have in a Windows folder. The reason why we call it bin is because this software was built really for film editors. And back in the day when you were actually chopping away at real film, you'd have a reel. So the files, your video files, are actually in here. You can see it's still up here called Reel ID. So the Reel ID is what the actual physical film Reel ID would be. So they're still called reels in here as well. And a bin would be a collection of reels. So an editor would typically have a bin that had X reels in that they would then edit through. And that's why you kind of got that sort of schematic here. If you've got any questions about that as well, in general, please feel free to ask. And I'll try and answer on the whole what we do with the editing. Right, but anyhow, I've imported my new clip, so I'm going to go and scrub to the bit that I need. Oh, our main timeline's at the end. Let's do that. Let's also make that a little bit clearer for you. Right, so we're going to scrub through time here. Don't need to see that. Da la 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 la. Connecting to battle. Good. Okay, so we're going to queue up for our next bit, which will be our going into the wormhole. And I usually like to go from the black, so I need to be careful because I know that if I try and rewind too quickly, that's going to be playing up and being funny, so I shall try and be as careful as I can there. I'm going to need some audio as well. Right, let's see. Right, so kind of let's find my limit. I only like a frame or two of black, because sometimes there's a glitch in the video that happens like... Not going to happen? Oh, that's good. Normally, sometimes there's a blink back to that choosing screen. So we're going to mark that as our in. And we're just going to play the video at double time. And it's kind of, the general idea is normally to give myself something to work around, but... I started talking there. I don't want the talking on this video, so I'm just going to leave it like that. They were being really aggressive for bots. I mean, that was 2 bots and they were being nasty, so... But we're going to just insert that there. Right. Let's go look and find some more source clips. So we have maybe a bit of this one. I want to say something about... Oh, I forgot. I can't use my shuttle to rewind. Damn. Right. In that case, I need to remember to press buttons. I will work this out because this is a first. I didn't realize that it was going to end up with my shuttle interfering with XSplit. I guess I should have thought about that, but hey. I want to actually get a quick bit of footage that is the overall map, because from here, or the battle. See if I got something that's worthwhile in this clip or not. That looks pretty cool. I might actually do a bit there. I'll do a bit of that from there. So from there, we'll mark in. Actually, maybe there. We'll mark something in there. Okay, I'm just going to lay that bit down straight away. So we're going to insert that into our main timeline. I actually want that one speeded up, so actually just going to speed that up to about 400%, and I want to resize it. So that we'll have something that just runs really quick as a nice sort of like overview of where it is. What I want to find as well is actually one. This is from source clip 2. I don't think there's much more in source clip 2. Let's see if we find an action shot in there or something. Darwin, no. Have we got me killing somebody in this one? Because you want to give myself time to speak, but I don't want the action bit to be so drawn out. Ooh, Stripe 95 got me there. Well done, that man. Oh, I did have a...
I'm just going to actually change things from them so I can explain things to people. Okay, so I'm going to actually...
Okay, see, there we go.
What I'm going to do is actually move my camera and then move my headset. And leave that position.
That's me explaining what I was actually going to do in other clips. So we're going to move on to another source clip and start watching through and see what we've got.
Oh, it's going to be a legend. And my bots don't want to feel. Oh. That doesn't make sense.
I'm going to see about probably later putting some more generic background noise into here. That looks pretty cool. Oh, I keep on doing that. The rewind. Stop rewinding the Jutland. Oh, no. 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 Right, I wanted to actually go from there, so I'm going to maybe take out the last shot that I put in. Possibly, I don't know. And do pretty much everything outside of the canopy, but we'll see which way that goes, because it does kind of look pretty cool.
What's the name on DEDW? Silence here.
So you can hear that we've got audio from there. And I kind of, okay, from around here, we're going to do a bit of a time-lapsey thing. So I'm going to build a bit of time-lapse, more of a time-lapse into this one. So let's take from there.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yes.
You can hear the conversations going on.
Welcome to the most appropriate VR system. Well, I'm not sure about that. But like the tracking of this thing is not perfect with 2 sensors. I guess that's to be expected, but hey, I got the invite. There we go. But I love the ease of use of the Rift. That's a huge plus. I like the Rift. I prefer it to the PlayStation VR. PlayStation VR is very, very good, especially on the PS. Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. I I just prefer the Rift. Right, this is a carrier, so shall I go Wraith or shall I go Gorgon? What else we got? Oh, go Gorgon, yeah? Go Gorgon, okay, we're going Gorgon.
Yeah, my bots do not want to heal me at all. Very sad.
I apparently died there. That's going to look kind of cool. So I think I'm going to actually insert that point. We're going to speed that up again, I think 500. Maybe more, actually. Size of that to the size of the intro part there. I think we can push 600. Maybe more. Let's look at that back. So there's that bit, and we get the. Yep. Okay, that's great. Then let's find some more. So, we want to find bits with chase cam. Oh, I forgot about the rewind again. I keep on doing this. Must stop myself from rewinding that way. Aye. I'm just so used to just rewind, flick, wrist.
Well, I mean, basically, yeah. So yeah, as you can see, I'm being a bit slow.
I'm gonna sort of like take. So I'm gonna do a rotate around there. So I'm gonna mark an in point as well.
So yeah, it is all twisted.
So this is the Marmite of Valkyrie, yeah? They're not rotated. What the hell? I can't get through this thing. So yeah, we want to try to get... Quick stop. Let's see. I'm going to go
To this one.
back to Wraith, I think. Yeah, with the box. It's a long game if you haven't got any racing against the box.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's enough of that. So we're going to insert that bit. Oh no! Disaster! I went and hit my in button instead of my other button. Oh, this could be interesting actually. I might want to replace my first shot with something here. Because we've got...
Yeah. However, I'm not going to. If I'm playing this ship, you see it can be a bit slow, but
it is all
Would you look at the right way? Sorry, just answering questions on stream. This looks like a scorpion's tail.
So you can hear me explain something in the background there, but if we did something like... I'm not going to do the exact same thing there, so I'm actually going to take something from
However, I'm not going
somewhere
to.
else.
If I'm playing this
Oh.
ship, you see it can.
If we take a look at what I got on my first zoom through, so it went like that, so you can see that there. And then I could replace this one with the slightly different view. So we've got from
Oh.
I forgot to mark that in, don't I?
Awesome.
Oh, I'm tempted to go to the reference show the mind because basically that's
Blah, 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 blah.
But I did say I was
People
going to go to the
talking in the
Gorgon.
background,
I'm
you
going to
get
Gorgon.
used to it.
Yeah, I can get what they're saying now.
ship, you see it can do.
Okay.
There's no one matter.
Okay, that one had the flash that I'm used to. I'm actually going to mark this as my endpoint. On my timeline, I'm actually going to knock out the audio input. I'm going to move... Actually, let me just move these off out of the way so that I don't damage them. because they're clips I'm going to kind of want. I think I'm going to lose the cockpit view. Maybe for the whole of this video, I might lose all of the cockpit view, and we'll see how that goes there. Could be different. Okay, sorry. Just checking on the Twitter. Ansgar, that's okay. You can always watch it back, I assume. So it will be on the clips. So obviously it's not going exactly the way that I was planning, but hey ho. Right, so let's get back to it. So I've marked my in point.
However, I'm not going to. If I'm playing the ship, you see, it can be a bit.
I've got obviously stuff in the background.
Sorry, just answering questions on stream.
It's
Looking at it that way, this looks like a scorpion.
Going to find my out point,
when the devs were sort of like calling that,
which is going to be actually a lot further because we're going to do this rotation around the scorpion. You know, the whole crossroads station up to the top here. And I think that's going to be that part. So I think that looks like a nice shot to end on. That looks like a nice shot to end that on. So this is where it's going to be a little different because I'm going to kind of like do normal speed intro part to it. And I'm going to use the sound from this clip here, where I don't have anybody talking, because I need to talk over the top and say what the hell is going on. So we're going to knock out the sound, and instead of saying insert, I'm going to actually override that clip there. And you're going to see this has come in as quite a long clip. But here's the good trickery part. So we're going to go in to there, which actually, if I activate the sound, you can hear. I then have the sound from the other clip. That wasn't quite on cue, so what we're going to do is knock back that, and we're going to readjust my sound so that comes in. Hey, don't do that. That's really annoying. Lar. Okay. That's okay. I can fix those other two. So we're going to get the sound all synced up there. This sound here came unsynced. We can resync them up, so they're sunk back up. So you can see, like, now I have almost. It's so close. About there. And these two need to be resunk again. So now, this should, in theory, work like that. Now, what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to go in there, I'm going to cut this up, and then I can re-speed this up to, I think, 600. Resize, do it. Yeah, that kind of did the job. These two have forever become unsynced. That's really annoying sometimes, but it happens. But you can see, like, this is kind of about right there. So this, I can actually push out the sound from that other clip so that I get it sunk up there. I'm just going to join that. And then I can come back to this edit point, go across, and I can remove the excess sound so that I've got a clean cut finish on here. And I need my other drink, because I'm starting to get thirsty. It's hot. It's really, really hot. Ah. I'm going to be terrible on drink from the bottle. Oh, that is good. It's a fruity cider. I thought I'd have a fruity cider. A fruity cider. That's a good line, isn't it? So I think we're going to do something along the lines of, you know, it'll be the welcome. Then we have the details. It's a team deathmatch, no other modifiers. And all we've got is the Guardian. And through this week's wormhole, there's a scorpion's tail, but don't worry, we can ride along it. Tame this thing. This beast of a thing. Right, so that's kind of like basis for intro. Now, let's find some other footage. What I want from this one is going to be more along the lines of the chaos of all the healing. I mean, the healing in this wormhole is insane. So what we want to do is find ourselves a nice shot where everybody's healing. I did a bit too much maybe of just flying around trying to get some footage for doing time lapses, which is actually kind of hard because unfortunately if there's bots in here, the bots in this wormhole were really aggressive on people. And if you didn't have teammates there with you, then that started becoming really quite an issue. There's me explaining what I was doing with cameras, so people coming into the stream could get what was going on, that it wasn't like a normal everyday stream that of what we was doing. So
Attacking my hole.
that was an odd clip to get.
Check out the website.
Okay, let's fast forward, blah, blah. Yeah, there's a bit too much of me doing some of this, which is not useful for what I actually normally do. Oh, it didn't do it. Yay! I gotta be careful.
No, this is not. I realize that. I publish.
Actually, my
Ship up there.
Just shit on salvage here, yeah.
so this is the wormhole. If you've only just got Eve and it's going to be your first time trying it tonight, good luck.
I showed the spider box.
Oh. Woohoo. So it's a very strange wormhole. An idea. I'm not quite there. That's not. dramatic enough. I want something where there's a lot of people at the same space, or some of the chase cam stuff that we got later on.
I like to see go
Because we was doing some like formation flying stuff that really
cool.
did look kind of cool.
What's his name? Ziggy thingy? The one that there was a little lag around at one point. He's not in diamond anymore.
Okay, come on, come on.
I might actually use the wormhole is I may do something just to show people fall.
What?
The camera so that you can see that. That's my guns. Right, okay, alongside.
See, I was explaining about my guns, blah blah. That I'm actually sitting down by the guns instead of in the cockpit. So it's a very different view.
We're streaming from, we're using OBS, and we're just streaming from our headsets. From Twitch? Yep, Twitch, yeah, answer me.
It's good when we get.
Do you like the chipmunks? You get a lot of sounds of chipmunks when you're editing.
Different videos, so you can show off some of the graphics, what this, the looks of this. Because it does look awesome when you get people flying formations. There's something different about everybody just actually doing that type of flight. Plus, it's good fun because you actually have to try and.
Oh, okay. Here might be good. I think we'll mark from there and we'll say, okay.
Yeah, this is like what the wormhole
Forget
was.
about
It's
the
a death match.
conversations that are in the background again, because I'm just going to replace all of that. And we're just going to say something sort of maybe about the flow of battle is not exactly what you'd expect.
I'm around.
Because of all the
No, if
healing
you like
and the
heavy
stripping of
I imagine you'll
shields.
probably really like the Storm. That's quite popular. And if you watch Nidwin, he does the Maelstrom. He's the one that gets the one-shots.
Yeah.
So that's quite a decent length, I think.
Hey.
Maybe a little bit less. Otherwise it starts to get a bit stale.
Imagine you'll probably really
Because
like the Storm.
there's no deaths in this bit there. And it's hard to get... I usually like to do some slow-mos of some deaths and things like that. But we're going to drop that one straight in. See, that's really quite a long one. So I like from there to there. I think that's going to be fine. And we're going to use there and remove that section. And we'll continue seeing what we've got under this file.
Yeah, so that's cool too. Nidwin is the king of heavies. Yep. So I'm always impressed for someone who can play a heavy because I can't play heavies. I can't drive them right. No, I just can't drive them right. Nidwin makes... I would be happy to get like this hashtag fly cannon onto a fighter, which I know is an option with.
I think this week's wormhole had the
You may be yet to fly the Maelstrom. I find the Maelstrom.
okay, so we had a kill there. We're going to take the kill.
Oh, with the exception of the
So-
boost not recharging, I find them very flyable. The heavies.
You may be yet to fly the Maelstrom. So I'm just going to insert that bit there. We're going to change that around because actually, no, I want to mention that and just say, oh, no, that was not good. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to butt that up against there. So that's there. That's a kill. We wanted to kill, so we needed to kill. Blah, 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 blah. I think this was where I was still by myself. I was flying all by myself. Because people had gone off to
Everyone.
normal matches. which is a bit sort of like the wormhole videos. It's always much better to have someone in there and try to get like one-on-one battles and things like that.
Time when there's no
It's one of the good things about having other streamers around like Anska who is not averse to being blown up. In fact, she she invites people to blow her up because she does have kind of likes the whole thing of the ship blowing up. And she doesn't care about statistics, her game statistics. And that's kind of sometimes what you need with wormholes. You need people around who are really fun and are just not going to worry about taking a death. Who you can kill and can kill you, and you just have some fun when you're recording it. I think the more fun you have when you're recording down the footage, the better it comes out on the video. We're going to move on to source clip 4 because source clip 3 didn't seem to have much else of what we wanted. We're going to use all audio mostly from source clip 6 because that's one that actually has some real game audio without the game chatter over the top. But let's see what we've got here.
There are a wee bit of differences. One's the elite and one's the non-elite, but I think people have actually worked out that
So
the
we're still
non-elite...
The non-legendary is actually a bit better.
Talking about other stuff. That looked kind of cool. See, some of this will make for some reasonable time-lapse stuff, but what I want is some of the formations that we're trying to do. So I want to put some formations in, and then it'll go to the complete and utter ridiculousness of some of the battles. Right, that's gonna be kind of interesting because this is the bots. These three are bots, and they are flying in formation. If you watch
I'm
here,
sorry, Salsa. That was totally my fault there.
well, I'm totally like, right. That is. I think I need to do. I think the bots have caught on to what I'm doing here, because they started flying in formation, and that's something that I've been trying to do at the moment. Is get people to do some formation flying and stuff like that, because I think it's something that's going to look really, really cool. Let me just adjust this out a bit. That'll do. The green screen is a little better there. I'm not going to have the full lights shining back on there at the moment. It's just far too hot today. Okay, back into edit. So I've got my in point there. We're
That was totally my fault there.
Well, I'm totally like trying to capture some shit at the moment because I can't literally go anywhere without a bot killing me. So I'm trying to capture
and then
some of
they
shit.
break.
So that's going to be kind of cool. I like that. I'm going to go on and say something about, and it seems that the game's bots have decided to fly, recognize what I'm up to, and have decided to fly in formation. They fly a tighter formation than real people, to be fair, but they're programmed, so hey. Let's find some real people flying formation. No. That sounds good.
Right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna poke people on the Discord.
Right, so we're going to move on to... Oh, I did it again. I keep on doing that. It's oh! My apologies there. Sorry, I'm just trying to check chatter and stuff. Okay, so right, we're just gonna move on to the next source clip. So we're gonna move on to source clip 5. I think near the start here is where we got a few more people in. We're just gonna scrub till we find a different place where we've got people come in and where people have actually got there. Yeah, that was too busy there. Dong. I know we had a lot of times where we're trying to clear up bots and get them out there. I should be able to find Whirly in there. And trying to get people lined up to do different things for formations. It's going to take a lot of time until people get the idea of what can happen.
Is he?
Yeah. Wasn't working out too well there. I think Silky just wanted to kill something all the time. There's Anska.
John?
Come join the party. Silky? Ah! In Edwin's cave. It's not, I'm gonna attack you. I'm busy around here, I'm home. It is pretty cool seeing that on yeah, if you ever see any of Salsa's YouTube videos... I'm trying to look for you, but I'm kind of busy with these bots, so I just don't leave me around. Yeah, I know the feeling. Can we try and find Silky? Jonah?
I'm trying to get back.
Even with me. List 06783, he's trying to get even with me. Because I killed him.
Yeah, there was too much getting involved in the battle. This is why I would really love to get a full squad of like 15 people and us actually organise something in terms of a formation flying. That does look pretty neat. That bit there looks pretty cool. So, it shows you just how crazy that was. I mean, it's like the cat's cradle of wormholes. That's what this is like. It's
a bunch of guardians
a cat's cradle of wormholes. What happens there? See, I've got a shot here that goes through there. Then I was doing, this is some surviving, death. I actually think I might be better off replacing that one with something from here.
So this thing hits the Sully, he looks in the not looks in it, then it's got called a bunch of halos got looks in it.
It is basically like it is like the cat's cradle of wormholes. The healing's cat's cradle of wormholes. Reconnecting and
A bunch of halos, a bunch of guardians got called the halos, so this is the halo ball? Oh, holy. Yes, it was holy. Halo goes in dark, a bunch of halos, a bunch of guardians got called the halos, so this is the halo ball? Oh, holy. Yes, it was holy. Halo goes in dark, a I think it's got called a bunch of halos got a bunch of halos, a bunch of guardians got called the halos, so this is the halo ball?
craziness. Has to be said. No. I mean, that is nuts. Let's just insert that. What's the audio over this part?
Yeah, this is like what the wormhole was. It's a death match, but it's got many different.
Yeah, no, that's a thing. We still need source clip 6 audio, which I'll just strip back audio from other places. So I think I'm taking this one out. Then we're going to keep this death in. Then I'm going to have, there's the formation flying of the bots. Then we're going to find or try to find some of our formation flying. When people get out of fighting. Oh! Okay. Need when like Whirly Master and Red and others join in, that's when it gets interesting for me. Or when it got interesting for me. When it became a lot more fun. There's Dag.
I got
We got Swarm at the other end of the cave. Don't worry about that. You two get into a formation. So you two go straight. Don't circle. Because if you circle, I can't come alongside you. Fly in a circle. That's it. Right. That's cool. Both keep in a straight line. Try and do the same level. Where you go, Anska?
So this is me trying to teach them to get in line, right? So we need them to get in line for me to be able to come alongside and try and keep up.
So he's on the side of, forget we have got bound. Yeah. So you want to try and stay in so that he's in a stable place alongside you. Okay. Both release your flares in 3, 2, 1, do it. What's that? No, flares, count measures. That looks cool.
That does look cool. So we're going to take that because that did look cool. So.
What's that?
No, your flares, countermeasures.
Oh.
That looks good.
What?
Doing in. No,
Oh,
your
right.
flares, countermeasures.
Oh.
That looks cool. So we're going to put that in there. Then we're going to find another clip. The 2 is cool, but there's more shots where we've got more people in there. So we have Dag, Anska, Whirly. You can see how this does actually takes some skill for these guys to get the formation flying happening. It's trickier than it seems. It is trickier than it seems, but it's perfectly doable.
I think we really want.
on the same side, quite honestly. I just can't be on the same side as you. That's the problem. It's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool, though. It does look kind of cool for a wormhole. I mean, this one, like, at this speed is kind of cool. But there's Whirly.
Oh,
Yeah,
really? There's someone else is healing.
I think
Yep.
so.
Oh, you bad man.
Right. We're going to take from there.
All right.
That was good.
Yep. Hey,
Because I
oh. Oh, oh, you bad man. Oh, oh,
From there,
oh, you bad man.
there's a whirling balls around there.
All right.
that was
We're going to put that one in. Quite like the look of that one. We may take it out later. Let's find some more where there's a bit more formation. Hopefully, I've got some more better clips of the formation flying. I'm damn sure we got some good ones that came out quite well. I'd like to get some disformation flying at the end of this. But a load of it is obviously setting up to try and get everybody in place. And then you hope the bots don't disturb everything. Which, of course, bots are bots, so bots tend to want to disturb stuff. Come on, come on. I know we can get to the point where we're going to have some formation flying here somewhere. Because that's what I want to be showing this time.
Firing your weapons. Right, go! Over the top of you. Right, straight over the top. Boom. That's pretty cool. Right, next.
Well, that looks kind of cool. That looks kind of cool.
Right, you're up. Whoop, that's the video still.
Right.
Over the top of you.
Weapons start flying.
Fly
1,
straight over
2,
the top.
3.
Boom. That's pretty cool. Right, we actually want keep them flying straight. Don't go back towards the cave.
Ah, see,
okay. Following
that's
the
where
graph.
they changed.
Right, so you want to be on.
But that can be a micro clip. We can just put a really quick clip.
Yes.
Very nail off
There you go.
Yes, it's not about your snails. No, we show you. Look, you're up. That's the very over the top. Boom.
So that's going to be a really quick clip. So we're going to insert that one. Go back to my source and
That's
start
pretty cool. Right, we
going through there.
Straight, don't go back towards the cave. Okay, fine, Digger. Right, so you want to be on. I'm gonna go the same way up. Get our ships orientated the same way, so we all will be flying in exactly the same way.
way. So,
Following
Excuse me a second. My nose is going stupid.
the graph.
let me find.
Well, supposed to be in
If you look
front.
towards the planet and the sun, everybody just look towards the planet and the sun, and you can
Okay,
maybe
so
figure out.
This person just doesn't want to play ballers.
We'll get this bot.
Personal, whatever. Basically, we need to find which direction is up. So in a minute, when we're all getting towards each other, it's sort of like Okay.
Okay, that person dead.
The sun, basically. Yes. And the station should be below us. So the top of the station should be up. Can I get some maps, please? Where are you? Oh, no.
You can hear the little laughs that happen here, just
Oh, that
that
was.
sound so much like chipmunks.
I should think how much you can't fire on anyone while it's in stealth mode. Yeah, it would be a bit crazy if you could. I see you. Okay, drive that idiot off. Right, who have I got in my target? Is that still Knight, isn't it? Oh, where you people are now. And let's see you right behind you.
Did everybody get?
I think you've got. Yeah, right way up. And I get it by someone. That's it.
Ah, see, we were having such a problem with bots in this game. Single control point for doing this stuff is so much better.
So that's the one. We've got I got my left this time. I got it correct. And then you want to get as close as you can to him. Oh, got ya. Just try not to take your shields off, Salsa. And then you want to get the round. That looks cool.
Right, they're all lined up, so
What's in that?
That's
Yeah,
what
the lady on the right.
there we go. They're actually finally lined up to kind of where I want them. So let's see how long they keep it.
Okay, and if you can all fire straight forwards without hitting each other, that'd be pretty cool.
Want to find the right clip out there. Actually, I kind of like where that's happening. This is going to be the clip. This is going to be like the wormhole of flybys, I think. By the time I'm done there. Will I insert a good bit? Let's, Ah! I keep on forgetting. It keeps on switching the screens out when I do the rewind. Oh! Bad salsa. Bad salsa. Damn. Okay.
Looks cool. Okay, and if you can all fire
So that's looking pretty.
forwards,
That's looking pretty cool.
without hitting each other, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that looked pretty badass. That looked pretty cool. That was nice. Let's find another one.
Ellie.
Hmm.
Firing.
There's only the two of them there. It's a shame. If they did that when there was all three,
Oh, like that.
that would have been cool.
Just pinked you there. Right, and the eventual bit is you got to die again. So that was.
Right, we'll go track until we find one. So, next match. Full forwards. Da-da, ba-ba. Find something decent, hopefully. So we got us trying to find everybody, get everybody into the same place. Get rid of the bots if they're going to be an annoyance as much as we can. Then line everybody up. Didn't look like it was happening there. I think I was doing a chase cam on Whirly doing we got red in there as well now. So that should be Ansgar, Whirly, Dag, Red.
Away from the station, so that you all get up nice and close with Whirly. And we're going to make a really, really slow orbit in the opposite direction, Whirly, so you can turn around so you're going the other way. That's it. And we basically want to keep that station in your...
Buds.
Oh, well, I've just been killed. I'll follow you guys. Just keep circling.
They get into a good place, and then I die. Typical. Typical.
Yeah,
Scared.
I'm gonna catch up with them. Yeah, come and just keep shooting now, just... Yeah. And if you can try and form up as close as to each other, you're all on the gas, aren't you?
Oh, we're
Turn
kind
it
of
off the gas.
jockeying it a bit
Yeah.
so we can get closer to it Whirly without overtaking him.
Excellent.
Oh, that looks kind of.
Close enough.
We might be onto a winner there.
I'm alright. Can I someone you want? Thank you.
Yeah, that looks kind of cool actually. That's going to be kind of cool. I think we're going to take it from there. It's like the Valkyrie equivalent of cruising.
Excellent.
We're just going to go forwards until.
I'm alright. Can I someone you want? Thank you. Something different for you this evening, Riley? Oh, yes. That looks cool. I'm gonna be a movie star. Oh, that looks awesome.
I'm going to leave the chatter in on this one.
This is gonna be awesome. Okay, maybe make the circuit a little bit bigger so don't turn as sharply. Catch up a bit, hands to red, that's cool. Oh! Red, you almost got a load of shots up you. What I say, you know when the match ends, you have all to fire your flares just as the match ending stuff goes off. I'll give you a quick count. Oh, that one is
We're going to end on them firing off all their flares.
Yep, yep. Now. Oh, that looks cool.
Yeah, again as
Everything
well.
you've got. Fire everything you've got.
As soon as the music's ending, go nuts. Split whichever way you like. Ouch. It'll be any second soon, won't it? This is so good. Nice. One upside down. It's like a convoy through the wormhole. We got ourselves a convoy! Ready to break? 4, 3, 2, 1, break. Oh, that's looking cool.
That was looking good. That's the one I think. I think that's the one to end this video on. So there's the shot at the end. So we're just going to end on them breaking apart. And it fading. That's going to be the last shot of the video. So we've got an in and out there. I'm going to mark that point, and actually don't need to mark there. We're going to just get rid of these clips that have straggled into the other part of the timeline. We'll just delete that out. We'll come back to our main part there. I'm going to want to get rid of all of the... Oh, I did it again. My apologies. I keep on forgetting that my shuttle is interfering with XSplit, and it makes things go weird. So what we're going to do is we've got quite a length there. 2 minutes. That's going like 3-4 minutes. So we're actually going to speed this clip up. And we're going to increase the speed on that like a lot. I think we're actually going to... Where's the speed? There's the speed. I think we're actually going to make that go 1,000 times faster. 1000% even. Resize. There we go. Then we're going to be at sort of like 2 minutes 30. 2 minutes 30. That's a decent amount of time, I think, for video. It's maybe a bit on the long side, to be truthful, but it's the way that you have to go sometimes. Right. Next thing up, I need to get rid of a load of audio that's just going to be a pain in the backside, because the only audio I've got that doesn't have chatter over it is from this clip 6, I think, and yeah, that's the only one that doesn't have chatter over it is clip 6. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go like that. All the others, you can hear they squeaks. Say hello to the chipmunks. Right, so we're going to get rid of all of the background chit-chat, and we're just going to fill it in with more sort of general Eve-esque, wormhole-esque noises that should be reasonably appropriate to this wormhole. So they'll all come from that one clip. Let's mark that in. And we'll just go to the end there, and we're just going to cut away those. And then we're just going to pull that out. So now we're going to have speeded up video, normal time video, everything, but it's all going to have an equal sound to it. I can put a little bit over there, so I can just join that there. Go back to the last edit, put cut point in, and cut that out there. So that gives me my overall form of the video that I want in general terms. Right. Next up is the audio. So the audio I use here we go. Can you see that or not? No, that's very odd. Let's just put up a screen capture. Okay. There we go. So you can see this is voice meter banana, and that's what I capture my audio in. So you can see obviously the audio levels and different things. So on the far left here is the audio that you're hearing now on stream runs through this channel here, which is actually a cable output that comes from post-processing from Reaper. So we've got Reaper putting some effects like cutting out oh, my camera's gone fuzzy. Focus. There we go. Let's move that off to the side a bit there. There you go. So left channel has actually been processed by Reaper to cut out background noise. It's got an extra sound gate on it. It has volume gains and clippers and adjustment levels that are all done on there. They had a little bit of delay, and then the delays are hopefully worked back when you hear it back here, because there should be syncs and stuff like that for the cam and the overall sound that you hear. most of the time, they should be right. It could be a case there, not always. I need to. My nose is going, so I'm gonna have a locket because I need my nose to not be clogged up when I'm trying to do voice over stuff. It happens quite a few times. Right, this is where it changes a bit because the mic has to come in a little bit closer so we get a little bit more of the depth and hopefully cut out some of the other stuff. So the post processors and things like that should start clipping it back for where this is close to me. Mm-hmm. This is the bit that I always have a laugh with sometimes, at how many times I mess things up, and I do mess them up a whole load. So even getting the welcome type bit, so you can see over the right hand screen over there, it's looking a bit black behind there. That's basically the first bit, so it's going to be the Welcome Guardians bit. And am I on the right bus? Yeah, I'm on bus 2, and that's going through to bus 2. So this is going through to this channel here, and then this bit here says that it's going to record from this channel. This is an output. I only have to output to A1, which you can see is SPF, you know, a diff out. So that actually goes out to my thing here. You can see anything that's marked with A1. Like this is the game sound off the PlayStation 4. That comes from the digital cable. I can change that off if I need to. And then where it says monitor, that's actually the sound direct from the preamp for this mic. So that's sound straight off the studio mic, comes from the studio mic to the preamp through to this channel here, and I get that played back here so that I can hear myself back for a kind of a volume check, if you like. All right. You heard the crunch there. Ah. Okay. Sorry. Doing the nom 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 nom. Drink, blah blah. The boring part of the stream there, but basically we're going to start doing the recording over audio part. So this is going to be the welcome bit, so it's going to be kind of along the lines of, welcome pilots to week 18 of Wormholes. A bit like that. That was quite good, actually. But let's hear that back. Where do I need to put that for you guys to hear that? B1. I need to go to B1. Okay, you should be able to hear this back. That's a little on the low side, I think, on levels. Yeah, that's low on the levels. Too low on the levels. So I need to redo that. Okay. Yeah. About there. What's that level looking like? Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So. Oh, I know what I'm missing. Sorry if you hear different clips or something like that. I've got to turn... I turn one of my effects channels off. So there's a rear gate that cuts background sounds off, and I've just turned that off so that I normally have that on if I'm streaming live so that any background sounds, it doesn't catch as much. But I need it off for this bit because it can sometimes clip the bottom end on something that you're trying to do. But yeah, so that happens. Right. Okay. Welcome, pilots, to this week's... This is what happens a lot. I freeze. We'll do that again. Welcome, pilots. No, that went over the top. You can see I was too loud, so I had a red come up. Okay. Welcome, pilots, to this week's... Well, not this week. To week 18. Week 18. Welcome, pilots, to week 18 of Wormholes. And that'll be the first take. So I'm going to organize the files basically in the background as well while we do this. So what happens is when one of the files is right, I copy it across to the source clip folder for this week's Wormholes. So you get just rename, you copy it across, rename the file. So it's going to be, again, Wormhole 18, and then it's going to be a clip and a number. This one is obviously going to be clip 1. So I record the audio files off in sequence, and then they get numbered in a straight up sequence. Okay, so that one was that one's that bit. The next bit is to say what the details of the wormhole is. So we go along, and this week's wormhole is a simple team deathmatch, I think, with no modifiers. It's very unusual for a wormhole because it's a straight up team deathmatch with no modifiers, but then only had one ship, so it's very different. So that's our first thing. So we got its details, team deathmatch, and the ship that we're flying is the Guardian, which of course is the best healing ship in the game. I usually leave that up on screen to remind myself of what we've got when I'm recording the audio, because I'm going to be looking in that direction. So it kind of helps me to look in that direction and say, okay, I can see my screen with what the details are, in case my brain just suddenly freezes, which it does a lot with this stuff. Okay, so, right. And, you know, we're going to go back into Wormhole video voice. This week's Wormhole... No, that... See, I do this a lot. We'll stop the recording, and we'll do it, and we'll start again. Okay. The details of this week's Wormhole is Team Deathmatch. A normal Team Deathmatch, which is rather unusual. And the ship that we're flying is the Guardian, the best healer in the game. But that's the only ship. So there's a kind of like thing. I'm not sure if that works as what I'm going to say. Let's listen to it back. Too rushed. See, again, the pacing wasn't right. So we want to go, and this week's wormhole is Team Deathmatch. Just Team Deathmatch. I'm getting red lights again. I got to watch my volume. I think the mic is a bit too low. And this week's modifier, there isn't any. It's just Team Deathmatch. And the ships that we'll be flying are... there's only one ship. The Guardian. The best healer in the game. Slightly different. We see the change up. That's what I want. I need a hook in there. So, it needs to be something along the lines of the best healer in the game. So it's more of a, so it's, you know, so there's be less of a death ball, more of a heal ball. So, yeah. And the details of this week's wormhole was Team Deathmatch with no modifiers. Rewind. Okay. And the details of this week's wormhole is Team Deathmatch with no modifiers, which is unusual. And the ships that will be flying, there's only one ship, the Guardian, which is the best healer in the game. So it'll be less of a death ball and more of a heal ball? See, that would work, I think. I think that works. Let's listen. Yeah, that works. I think that works. I think that's what we're going to go for. So we're going to copy that one across to the right folder, rename it. So there's clip 2. Then we have the whole point of what's through the wormhole. So we've changed the clip up a bit. So we've got this kind of the normal enter of the wormhole, but slightly different because I'm out of my ship there. And we're going to come straight in on the scorpion's tail. And there's the scorpion's tail. Oh, you probably can't see that at the moment. Let me just... there we go. So we're going to come in, and there's the scorpion's tail there. So that's the first thing that we're going to notice, and we're going to end up doing this fast movement around the scorpion's tail. So it's going to be there, right up to the top of the crossroads station, which the scorpion tail is basically the crossroads station because this is the wormhole variant of the crossroads. And then it's going to be our death come heal ball, come shield stripping ball. So I'm going to say something about, you know, so through this week's wormhole, there's a scorpion's tail, but it's got less of a sting and more of a heal? Something along those lines, I don't know. maybe, that's it. That's what we got. You got like a scorpion's tail. If you get stung by a scorpion's tail, then that's a problem. But we've got so many healer type ships in here. We've got so many support ships that it's going to be along the case of, but not to worry, you know, there's plenty of supports to patch you up if you get stung. Something along those lines. Yeah, I think that'd work. That'd work. So, blah, 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 blah. Right. And through this week's wormhole, it's a scorpion's tail. But don't worry if you get stung. There's plenty of people around to heal you up. Just look at the amount of healing that's going on in this big ball of healing, shield stripping stuff. So survivability is going to be a little bit high this week. So getting those all-important kills is going to be rather difficult. But don't worry, you will get the occasional kill now and again. But you've got to remember, heal your teammates, because they're worth points too. Something like that. So there's like clip 3. If we listen back on that one. Right, so that sounds okay. I think I'll see where that ends up lying. We may re-record something there, or break it apart, or strip out a bit of the edit that is going on so that it kind of syncs up in place more. It's one of the things you end up doing a lot of, is you end up cutting up some bits later on. Oh, that's going to give me a cancel. I want it to copy, not to move, because that's still an active file. Clip 3. So that's going to be clip 3. And that's going to hopefully go from that point into this bit, onto this bit, and to that bit. And then we're going to come to the clever bots that fly in formation. So we're going to say about something about maybe CCP have discovered what I'm up to and have made their bots behave and fly in formation. Or, I think we need something along the lines of maybe, how can you do it? I want it to be like, and here's the bots demonstrating for us how to fly in a nice, tight formation. And let's see if our human counterparts can do any better. Something like that. So we're going to have, yeah. Okay. And here's 3 of the game's bots demonstrating just how to fly in a nice tight formation. I wonder if their human counterparts can do any better. So there's like that bit. I think that would be okay. Let's see that back actually. That sounds about okay, I think. I think that sounds okay. I think I need a little bit more drama towards the end. And here comes 3 of the games. Man. And here comes 3 of the game's bots to demonstrate how to fly in formation properly. I wonder if any of the real-life pilots out there feel like taking up the challenge of being able to fly in formation. I think then that's going to lead on to the next bit. That's going to work. So I think we'll do a shout out to our pilots that are helping in this, because I like to do a shout out type of stuff, because it's really great that the community kind of gets involved and helps out with stuff like this, and you can't make stuff like this without the cooperation of the community, which is a fantastic testament to Valkyrie in itself. So that was them shooting off. So we'll have something like, it seems we have a few that will try, when they get past trying to kill each other, that is. So we've got, in these shots, we've got Whirly Master, Dagrev, Rednev, and Anska. So, blah, blah, blah. Just to remind myself who's in shot. You can't probably see that properly on the screen there, but on the big screen I can see their flyer designations. So that's kind of helpful to remind me. So we got Dag, Red, Whirly, okay. And taking up the challenge of trying to fly in formation. No. And this week, taking up the challenge of trying to fly in formation, once they're got over the whole killing each other bit, is Whirly Master, Red Nev, Dagrev, and last but not least, Anska. I messed the end up. Yeah, that just sounds like such a fluffed line. Just messed that up totally. Right. Drink. Right, here we go. So. And taking up the challenge once they've discovered... No, not discovered. And taking up the challenge once they've decided to stop killing each other, or healing each other, or healing and killing each other, is Whirly Master, Red Nev, Dagrev, and last but not least, Anska, flying here in formation for the first time in... I'm not going to do in. That's like... Let's see if we can recut part of that. For the first time. Yeah. That sounded okay, but I think the ending needs something else to it. It needs to be recut. And we'll add an extra bit onto the end. So, copy that across. We're up to clip 5. Let's see. And they end on the no. And flying off, and no. And they'll end with a nice fly off into the sunset. No. And they'll break apart. No. They'll keep together right until the end, until they go their separate ways. It needs and, doesn't it? No. They'll keep together. Yeah, that maybe work. Let me listen to the, what's the last one like? And taking up the challenge, once they've decided to stop killing each other, or healing each other, or healing and killing each other, is Whirly Master, Rednev, Dagrev, and, last but not least, Anska, flying here in formation for the first time in... So we're going to cut before the in, and then it's going to be... Yeah, that'll do. That'll do as an ending for the speech type portion. So that's going to be all my clips. So that's going to be like 6 voice clips to add in. So that's clip 6. So we're going to come back now into here. You don't need that one. So we need to now import all of our audio clips, which are also in here. So week 18. We can see all of our clips from 1 to 6. And we're going to import those in. And then immediately come into my current bin, which is Wormholes 18. Then we're gonna start laying this down, but I need a separate audio track. So we're going to turn that audio and video off, and we're going to add a track in here. So we can add a single audio track, and we're going to find our endpoint. Welcome, pilot. It's about there. Welcome, pilots, to week 18 of Wormholes. So there's my first clip. That's insert. I can actually put a little bit more. a little bit more silence at the beginning, because I want that to kind of like sync up. Wormholes, that'll be fine. And then we want clip 2 comes in, and the details of this was and the details of and the details of this week's wormhole is Team Deathmatch.
With no modifiers, which is unusual. And the ships that will be flying, there's only one ship. The Guardian, which is the best healer in the game. So it'll be less of a death ball and more of a heal ball?
So that worked. That's actually a lot longer than I was planning, so I can actually reshuffle that back down and put that, pull that in and rejoin that, and then pull this back, and then that comes up that way. Now that's unusual compared to what I was thinking, so I'm going to push this out. I apparently haven't recorded quite enough. I think I saw there's 2, and I didn't think that I was going to make an audio clip as long as it is for that, so no, I think what we need to do is maybe... Ooh, if I undo that and we pull that back into there, and see those that should have been matched up. Why is that not matched up? There we go. I'm gonna actually just slow it down slightly. So I'm gonna make it like about 80%. Resize it. Okay, that's not quite right. 75. Yeah, there we go. 75 is okay. And then we got that movement, that's fine. So now that's button up there. I can go back to inserting my audio. Moving on to clip 3. And through this week's wormhole, and through this week's wormhole, it's a scorpion's tail.
But don't worry if you get stung. There's plenty of people around to heal you up. Just look at the amount of healing that's going on in this big ball of healing, shield stripping stuff. So survivability is going to be a little bit high this week, so getting those all-important kills is going to be rather difficult. But don't worry, you will get the occasional kill now and again. But you've got to remember, heal your teammates, because they're worth points too.
There we go. So that was really a lot longer than I was expecting on a clip there. So I might have waffled too much there. I think I really did waffle too much.
Wormhole, it's a scorpion's tail. But don't worry if you get stung. There's plenty of people around to heal you up. Just look at the amount of healing that's going on in this big ball of healing, shield stripping stuff. So survivability is going to be a little bit high this week. So getting those all-important kills is going to be rather difficult. But don't worry, you will get the occasional kill now and again. But you've got to remember, heal your teammates, because they're worth points too.
Right, I think we can stop at a point there.
Don't worry, you will get the occasional kill now and again.
What happened on... oh, no, I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. I want this bit here. Hey. We'll butt that up against there, because the next bit is the formation, so I want my audio and my video message to kind of be in sync, otherwise it's like, it doesn't work, you know? So I can rejoin that clip, and we'll switch back to audio channels and move on to clip 4. It's moving along nicely now.
And here comes 3 of the And here comes And here comes 3 of the game's bots
to demonstrate how to fly in formation properly.
It won't sound like that when it's done, of course.
Pilots out there feel like taking up the challenge of being able to fly in formation.
That was a lot longer than I was thinking. It's like 17 seconds. I think that's too long. We'll see. No! Wow! That is like on the money. I wasn't expecting that. I thought that was a little bit too long. I thought it was going to go into the next clip, which is where we've got Anska and Dag. So yeah, I thought it was going to go over the top of Anska and Dag doing their first bit flying, but it hasn't. It's literally pretty much on the money. There's even a bit of dead space at the end of that, which is good, because you want a bit of a pause sometimes. So we're on to clip 5, and we're not going to use the very end of the clip, but we're going to use from the beginning part of clip 5.
and taking up the challenge.
So there's my endpoint.
And taking up the challenge.
Once they've decided to stop
We'll speed that up a bit, obviously, for the moment.
or healing and killing each other, is Welly Master, Rednev, Dagrev, and last but not least, Anska, flying here in formation for the first time. In...
We got the in.
And for the first time in...
There. Insert that bit. I've just noticed something as well. I need to, again, with this bit, pull that out a bit. We'll just leave a bit over the edge there, where I've messed around with some clips and added extra time in on clips. That's affected the audio part and the sync there, so we'll tidy the end up, but for the most part I want that clean audio from my remade clip from earlier. Let's see, so we've got audio, and we're on to our last clip on the home stretch, which is good. I did want to get this done before wormholes completely disappear, though I'm switching to a more historic view, which is I've got to try and change some of my language as well to do it as a review rather than an update, because that's what it's going to become, more of a review of the week's wormhole rather than an update, because for the most part I'm ending up coming home from work and it's going to be like so it's a struggle to put out something that I'm more pleased with, unless there's something else happening where I've got something like forewarned or built up and there's a real sharpness to something, then it's getting harder to make some of these. because I want to try and keep some originality into it. I want to keep a bit of banter in there, something different, something stupid, something, you know, a little nuts or crazy, or just being, you know, stupid, really, just having some fun with it. But let's see where we go.
They'll keep together, right? They'll keep together. They'll keep together right
That's
until the
about right.
end, until they go their separate ways.
That'll do. Right, so now that should look a bit like...
A little bit high this week, so getting those all-important kills is gonna be.
And at the moment,
rather
it's
difficult.
a very...
But don't worry, you will get the occasional kill.
they're
down
snap
there,
cuts.
Kev.
There's no
But
softness
gotta
between
remember,
the
heal your
cuts.
teammates, because they're worth points too. And here comes 3 of the game's bots to demonstrate how to fly in formation properly. I wonder if any of the real-life pilots out there feel like taking up the challenge of being able to fly in formation. And taking up the challenge once they've decided to stop killing each other, or healing each other, or healing and killing each other, is Whirly Master, Rednev, Dagrev, and last but not least, Anska, flying here in formation for the first time. They'll keep together right until the end, until they go their separate ways.
Oh, you can't hear the ship backgrounds.
I want to get to where there's this unbelievable heal wall.
No! I've got some actual of me talking in there. Damn.
I don't know what's going on with my controller at the moment as well.
So, I've got some actual talking that I need to cut out there. So is there talking there and there? Let's find out.
That's going on in this big ball of healing.
No! So, I'm gonna maybe steal
Not a good
some...
place to come in at.
I'm gonna steal some audio from somewhere else. I think I'm gonna steal some audio from last week's wormhole. Yeah, I'm gonna steal audio from last week's wormhole because I have messed up there, and it's too late for me to do a lot about it. Right, so I'm going to put a marker in there, and we're going to chop that off. Then we're going to go look at last week's source clips. No, that was... I didn't want to do that. I want to put that back to where it was. 17. Source clip 1. No, source clip 2. That'll do the job. I know this will do well enough, so if I go into here and do that, no, I don't want video, I want that, and I'm just going to lay down a marker here and just pull out basically a load of video, so it's just got very, very boring background to it, but it won't match up to anything in the game. But hey, I only need like background noise because I didn't preserve the background noise when I was streaming. It's my own fault. So but that's more than I need. Let's just insert that, and then I can turn the video track back on, go back there, we'll mark that, and that should be some reasonably acceptable background noise. So yeah, I mean, this is a much more simple edit than last week, but it's getting there. So I've got some background sound. That's okay. I don't, as long as it's not dead sound. It's something. Right. Now I've got that. I need to do some standard fixes to the aspect ratios. Because it's VR, we get these black borders, so I need to put a DVE effect on here. So it's just a straight up 2D DVE effect. So I'm going to say matching clips, apply. You see there's little dots that have appeared. Basically, I'm just applying this effect onto any form of matching clips. Then I'll go over each clip and we'll look at the settings. And on the case of everything, I just want to push it out that way a bit. So it's going to be like 1.15. Gets rid of the borders nicely for me. And then when we've got these sorted, we'll look at the transitions. So we're going to run some dissolves between things so that we have some even pacing. So we'll mark up in this part. So we're going to have a dissolve run between that. I don't need the audio track on. I'm only affecting this video track. So we're going to run with a dissolve. The typical thing with one of these dissolves or the wormhole videos, they have everything in here is running at 60 frames a second. That's what I usually shoot the source clips in. Most of this source clip is actually shot in 30 frames a second, and it's just doubled it because it does that. If you've got like a 30 frames a second, it'll do the double. But I do normally film in 60 frames a second, and then I've got more options. If I want to do the slow-mos, then the 60 frames a second, I've got no problem going, put this to, 50% time, half speed. You go half speed, that's 30 frames a second. That's more than enough to keep the action nice and smooth when you're looking out at it. But because this video was taken from a live stream, I was recording still 1080p, but at 30 frames a second for the outgoing broadcasts. So I haven't got 60 frames a second on this one, but it's okay because I haven't done any slow-mo in this. I've only done speed-ups. So that's kind of cool. Speed-ups, it don't matter if I film in 30 frames a second because you're going to cut out loads of the frames anyway, so it don't matter. Right, although I say it doesn't matter if you film at 60, because the minimum speed of the game is actually 60 frames a second. and is reprojected into our headsets at 120. But when you film at 30 and it's actually been done at 60, you kind of get there's an effect you get where it's going to have a bit of a motion blur sometimes, and that's where it's kind of done whatever with the frames. So if you've got a 60 frame a second game, it's usually best to record in 60 frames a second. Anyhow, moving on to dissolves. I usually do a second of dissolve, so we're going to apply that effect there, and that's going to add that in between my cut points. So that's that and that part, and then we're going to put another dissolve in between these, and that puts that. Sometimes if I do the speed up bits, I don't put a dissolve, so that's going to be there, and then we're accelerating in time, so we don't want to add one into that bit, but we do want to between that and the end of this one. I don't usually do smash cuts. I like to have dissolve so it kind of smooths it out. I don't have a dramatic sound or some shock moment happening, so dissolves usually work better. And again, we've changed to a different part there. The only change of speed midway is this one. So that's the reason why there's no dissolve between these two, because they are going from the same scene to the same scene. I don't need a dissolve, because when you add the dissolve, it's actually going to take some frames sort of like before, after, it shuffles them, so you end up with the same amount of time before, after, and an overlap. So it kind of like goes end of this clip, extend it, beginning of this clip, extend it, and then that's your dissolve point. So you kind of always want to make sure there's a little bit of run in and run out, to that you are happy with being seen as a part of it, because that's the part that's going to go through the dissolve. But of course it kind of like does the whole becoming each other thing, so it kind of works out. Right, moving on. More dissolves. And of course, if you've got speeded up footage, that run in and run out, that increases. So I hope I've given enough run in and out. The lead in and lead out, you know, I hope it's enough so that it doesn't end up looking funny. Like here, this is a good shot. This is a really good shot to come in. But when I add this dissolve, you'll if you notice like where this, you should be able to see where the ball is here. So I'll add the effect of dissolve. Ball stayed where it is. When the dissolve actually starts, this is the midpoint of the dissolve. So as I come and step back a frame, we're actually starting on a frame that's earlier than the one that I actually marked as my in point based on the dissolve. And there's going to be 30 frames of that, but obviously less and less as that goes on, but that looks fine. Again, we're going to just do the same here. We're going to keep it even through this one. With some of this stuff, I do sometimes go, okay, and adjust it a little. So, especially if you've sped up time, if you've done the time-lapse thing, I shorten the dissolve. So instead of 60, I might have 15 frames instead of 60 frames. So that it doesn't have as much, as the lead-in time isn't required as much, because you can end up with something going really wayward, especially if you've taken a clip and you've increased its speed by like 1,000 times, you know, 1,000%. That's a lot of clips to be taken out in the time lapse, in the speed up. So you kind of like have to find the balance of what's going to work for the pacing of the overall piece to what's going to technically work for the shots you've got. Anyhow, moving on, centered. Yep, that's good. Boom. And in there. And in there. And in there. So that's our dissolves added in. We've gone basic edit of clips, mess around with some of the soundtrack, record down the voiceover audio, place that in, rejiggle the rough edit, adjust the picture size, so we've got a DVE effects. Then we've gone to our transition effects. That's pretty much that video done. The only thing that we've got left to do with this is come across to the end here. I need to have all my tracks selected, and you see there's like a load of grey here. That is actually still time that gets recorded down. So I actually have to delete that extra time, that lead out time, off of the tracks. Okay, now that we've got that done, it can play through sort of like, okay, I'm happy with where that is. So I'm actually going to export this out. We're going to export it for YouTube, and this is just already set apart from that needs to go into the Valkyrie edits. It knows what the name is. It's going to be named Wormholes Week 18. So it already has that. Okay, so that started that as a background task. Just to give you a bit of an idea, you can see now in totality form, this is what the edit looks like, the final product. Last week was an extremely complicated edit. I mean, it's the most heavy duty edit of any of the weeks where we've done this. By the way, there may be some performance issues at the moment because my CPU, as you can see here, this takes up a huge amount of CPU. So if things start going a bit staggery on stream, it's because the majority of the CPU is now being used on getting this to all work. To give you an idea, let's find out. Yeah, my CPU is now up to 96% usage. So 94. Yeah, it's using up a huge amount of power here. Anywhere between sort of like 60 to 70% of my CPU is being used just for Lightworks and rendering the video down. So yeah, it's very CPU intensive. The better the CPU you've got, the better it is for video. It doesn't. I mean, there are video cards that will help you do all this with a load of real-time stuff and real-time graphics and this, that, and the other, but they are stupid expensive. And I do mean stupid expensive on the pro side of things. You know, a basic card, you might be looking at £1,500 to £2,000 just for a basic video card. Some of the higher level ones are going to run to, you know, tens of thousands or whatever. But for most people's purposes, it's not needed because you can see the render time of the video. It's not too bad. It's pretty good, and that's going to be rendering out at 1080 60 frames a second. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. All the video that you see actually is doing on the fly, and it's kind of changes down the quality. So even what I see on the screen here is kind of low. Right, I'm going to check this back. I don't think you're going to be able to see this with me checking it back.
Welcome, pilots, to week
No, you can't.
18
But you can probably hear it.
Wormholes.
The only reason I checked this
And
back
the
is sort of like...
details of this week's wormhole is team deathmatch with no modifiers, which is unusual.
It's kind of like...
and the ships that will be flying, there's only one ship.
I'm going to turn
the
that down a bit.
Which is the
So
best healer in the game.
it's just making sure that all the cuts are there together, that it's clean,
A scorpion's tail to heal you up.
and it's working fine. That's all okay.
So you've got to remember, heal your teammates because they're worth points too.
I like that sound.
3 of the game's
Heal your teammates because they're worth points too.
how to fly
What a
the
message.
formation properly. I wonder if any of the real-life pilots out there feel like taking up the challenge.
So yeah, that's the making of the video. I'm just going to show you what last week's edit was like, because as I was saying, last week's edit was crazy complicated. You can see what the edits on this the timeline is now, and we're going to switch across. So there's the timeline for last week's edit, which is insane. I have never, ever, ever, ever had a wormhole video that was as complicated as last week. I mean, it's insane. Just the parts there. Then there are color correction. I haven't put any color correction on the footage this week because I thought it was bright enough. It looked bright enough for me. Whenever you're filming out of your cockpit in Valkyrie, it does actually dim things down a bit, and it's really annoying. I wish there was a spectator mode. Maybe they'll build one. It has come up as a subject in the past, but they didn't really get to what they wanted to do with it. So I'm hoping that at some point that will be revisited, and maybe I can have a button that will just get rid of the ship, and another button that will get rid of any of the overlays, and maybe another button that just turns the navigation on and off, because the navigation board is actually quite helpful at times for finding people and finding things. Right, so that's what that bit looks like. I'm gonna move back to that, but that's that one all done. I'm gonna start that uploading that to wow, sorry, reading stuff. Okay. Right. So we're gonna actually now that's in a good shape to upload to YouTube. So that's gonna go up into YouTube. We've got where's it gone? There it is. So that's getting dragged and dropped over into YouTube and is started up its upload. There's one more remaining thing to do. I'm going to close that down. And that is actually to create... Oh, something's happening with my Windows again, as always. Windows has this horrible, horrible, nasty thing where it's not letting the start button work. And it's really, really annoying. Yeah, I can't get to what I need, which is so annoying. I did have this fixed, but then when my computer went really badly wrong, it started doing it again. It's a common problem with Windows 10, where the start button gets broke, and I've got to find the thing to do that again. Where is... No. Oh, where will it be? Where will it be? Where will it be? It should be in that drive. x86, I think. There we go. Right. That should be opening. Yep, that's opening. And I will create a new thing when this is open. Okay, so we have... There we go. So let me just create a window so that you can see things. There we go. Okay, this is Adobe Illustrator. This one's CS3. Let me just okay. Okay, so we've got, basically I have this file already set up, and each week it gets updated, so I have to come in, delete a character off of the white text on the top, because this text doesn't take shadowing very well. As a font, it doesn't like to have a shadow line put on it, so I actually have two lines of text on top of each other. So I have to delete one character so I can get to the bottom layer, then delete the character, update the number there, then I can click back into the white characters and add that in. So there's that, and then I can just save that file. Saved. Then we'll just save that for web and devices. You can't see what's going on here because the way the screen capture works, it's very strange. But take my word for it, it's got a different dialogue up there that is going, okay. Basically, I need to say, here's it's going to be a JPEG, and I just identify where it is, what the file is, and what its file name is. So there's always like a Valkyrie. So this would be like Valkyrie Wormholes Week 18, and that belongs in a titles folder I have on here, where I put all of the video titles that have this sort of general style. The general style, of course, is I'm in the way of the thing, but you can see there's like a South Ketchup logo there somewhere. Will put me back across there. Ooh, that's fun. I went for a move around screen, and then I've got basically this is the CCP Wormholes media image that was put out on the release of Wormholes. It's just a single image that has what we need on it, and then you have my text layer and the 2 lines. So I normally have these 2 lines in the text in there, and that's how that one is. So that's great. That's my title for the video done. Processing and everything of that has happened up online. You're gonna have to take my word on that for the moment. Let me just I think that no. There we go. No, it doesn't work like that. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but Chrome does not allow itself to be seen. Don't know why, but it just does not like that to be seen at all. So, unfortunately, yeah, you can't see what's going on. Oh, that looks terrible. But we'll do that, and I'll put in where's a media file? There we go, media file, and we'll have this in the background. There we go. Yeah, there we go. There's the background from what I have there. But basically, the upload is now done. It's set to public. I basically go, okay, it's going to be in the 2 playlists that it goes to, which is VR and my Valkyrie playlist. I normally have to just sort of like take a bit of text from previous wormholes, and so I'll go into like my manage of my video managing, and we just sort of like take some of the body of text from last week's wormhole, and that has some general info in it for me to copy and paste in. And I do the same there, and I just change the details. And this week, it's all about the heel. How to spell heels? It's all about the H-E-A-L-ing. Think that that's probably a double L or something, but no, that's only a single L. That's good. Yay! Spelling is right. And then we have our sort of standard tags that get added into this. So we've got like Eve Valkyrie. So people have something to find it on keywords. Oculus Rift, HTC 5, and do SPA. I sometimes try to add SPACE. I sometimes try to add another tag that's kind of around the sort of thing that I'd expect, maybe like Space Flight VR or Space Sim VR or VR Space Sim, just to try and, you know, get somebody else to see it. Hopefully they see it, they like it, and maybe go, oh, maybe I'll you know, get a Valkyrie, which at the moment is really cheap because they've lowered the price permanently, which is really cool. And then of course we've got the other tags, so we'll tell Google exactly what game it is, that we're in English, and that its record date was today. So that's all the stuff, the basic info, everything filled in. I just need to set my custom thumbnail, which we just made at the end. So that gets uploaded, and then everything's ready to publish. So that's now published. And what happens when I do that publish, one of my playlists, it publishes that out as a tweet as well. Though sometimes I delete the tweet and try and put a more custom-made tweet together to say, hey, the wormhole's up. And then you've got the social media and other sides of it that happen there. So either it gets tweeted, it gets Facebooked, it gets put into Discord, which I'm going to do now. So this is right near the end of it. It's been a good couple of hours to do this, but the final step for me is literally just adding an announcement into the Valkyrie Discord. So I just need to announce that one. Where has it gone? Boom. I take that, go to where it is, grab
Welcome, pilots, to week 18 of Wormholes. And the details of this week's wormhole is Team Deathmatch with no modifiers, which is unusual. And the ships that will be
right,
flying,
so just add that up to there.
The Guardian, which is the best healer in the game. So it'll be less of a death ball and more of a heal ball. And through
Right, that's added up there, and let's see if I can't.
Scorpion's tail. But don't worry if you get stung. There's
You can hear that in the background there, but let's. I'm going to stop that there, and I'm just going to. So that you can actually see what's going on. Add screen capture. So there we go. Okay. Microsoft playing ball for a change. Not totally though, it's covering over my face. There we go. So, this is the finished product.
Welcome, pilots, to week 18 of Wormholes. And the details of this week's wormhole is Team Deathmatch with no modifiers, which is unusual. And the ships that will be flying, there's only one ship, the Guardian, which is the best healer in the game. So it'll be less of a death ball and more of a heal ball.
So this is the final product.
This week's wormhole, it's a scorpion's tail. But
that's darker than I was thinking.
Stung. There's plenty of people around to heal you up. Just look at the amount of healing that's going on in this big ball of healing, shield stripping stuff. So survivability is going to be a little bit high this week. So getting those all-important kills is going to be rather difficult. But don't worry, you will get the occasional kill now and again. But you've got to remember, heal your teammates, because they're worth points too. And here comes 3 of the game's bots to demonstrate how to fly in formation properly. I wonder if any of the real-life pilots out there feel like taking up the challenge of being able to fly in formation. And taking up the challenge once they've decided to stop killing each other, or healing each other, or healing and killing each other, is Whirly Master, Rednev, Dagrev, and last but not least, Anska, flying here in formation for the first time. They'll keep together right until the end, until they go their separate ways.
So you can only see a few there, but that's the end of the audio part, and then it's just going to be the clips then of them going through. So we've got this accelerated clip there, which that looks pretty awesome actually. That does look pretty awesome. If we had a full crew of people doing that, that is going to look like an absolutely mad shot to have. So I'm pretty pleased with that. It's not the best, but it's still pretty amazing. It's still pretty amazing. Has to be said, that is still pretty damn amazing. To go from nothing to something, it's always something that it gets me, and it's something that helps me generally in my life to have something where I can have a creative output. And something like this where I'm doing the video editing, I'm doing some recording, I'm doing some voiceover stuff, I'm trying to think of things as well. It keeps me on my toes a bit. It basically pulls me back to some of the roots of what I did when I was in university, when I was trying to make things in video and stuff like that, which gives me a little something else to do. I think that it's important to have some things that you enjoy doing and enjoy making, and this is one of the things for me that's happening, and I like where it goes with the community, where I get involved with the Valkyrie community a lot more, and there's been some, it's amazing some of the feedback that has been given, like having some of the article stuff done by CCP, which has been incredible, and then community coming back in with it, because Valkyrie's community is absolutely amazing, and you have people help you out to make some of these videos, to be involved, to be in them, to give you talk back, to help with wherever you're going with this. And that's kind of cool. It's very enjoyable. So anyhow, that was it from beginning to end of filming a wormhole video. I mean, we've had a live stream on Friday where the majority of the footage was filmed. And that had all the voice overs, which of course we had to take. I took out the voice. We had the realization on my part that I messed up a little and didn't get a particular type of footage that I pretty much normally always get, but then I ended up taking that footage and not using it, and then using some of the sound and all the things like that. So it's a little unusual of a wormhole video, this one, in that there's been a journey that's been kind of documented with it as well, and I haven't done that before. No, that's been quite interesting. I hope that people can maybe, if you watch this back, that that you'll find it reasonably interesting. Maybe it shows you an insight of how we construct a video, or how I construct a video anyway. There's many different ways to construct a video, and I construct videos in different ways as well. Sometimes I have done some of the wormhole videos where I've done the voiceovers straight onto the recorded stream as well, but I've had an idea of what I wanted to say before I did that. And most weeks now, I don't know exactly what I want to say. It's also a case of if I'm in a hurry or not. I might go, okay, I know what I'm going to say, or I've got an idea, I'll just say it and I'll put it down onto that, and then we'll take the edit and we'll just go, there's the audio part, and that goes with whatever's happening in the clip when I was saying it, and this and that and the other. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You see which way it goes. Anyhow, I think for me, for tonight, that's enough. I'm going to try and get to bed in this sweltering heat. It really is truly atrociously hot at the moment, so I hope I'm going to be able to sleep, because I need to get up and work tomorrow. But thank you very much for coming along, those who've come in. If you have any questions on this, I may put this across to YouTube as well. I'm not 100% sure if I will put this video across to YouTube. I might just save it back and I'll make a decision at some point. I probably will. But yeah, okay. Good night from me, and I'll see you again probably Tuesday, because there is a event on it's, I've forgotten. Why have I forgotten what it is? It's Carrier Assault. There is a Carrier Assault event on Tuesday. It's basically the 1-year anniversary of Carrier Assault as a game type in Valkyrie. So they've got the Carrier Assault playlist as a pure playlist, just going through there and something happening with that. So I may stream on Tuesday if I can stand the heat. But that's enough for me for tonight. Good night, and thanks for watching.